test out some stuff. Okay, so what are we talking about? Okay, we're talking about counting. We're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Okay, I gotta do this. Maybe I do this. Okay, so, okay. So, we're going to be talking about the abacus. We are going to be counting 1, 2, 3, 4. Because it's 4, all the horizontal beads. All the horizontal beads is touching, all the beads are touching the horizontal bar. Because the beads are touching the horizontal bar, we are counting. So this is 4. We know this is 4. How do we know this is 4? This is 4 because all these beads are counted as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. But when we go to 5, all the top bead will have a value of 5 no matter what. The top bead will always have a value of 5. So then this is 5. So when we count, we go 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then after 9 is 10. Oh, look! This looks very familiar. This looks very familiar with this. The only difference is the place of the column. So this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1. However, the difference is all about the place value. What does that mean? We have welcome everybody. Welcome, good morning, good evening, good night, good day. So when we're looking at it, we have our place values. We have our ones, or tens, or hundreds, or thousands, or 10,000. So when we look, this is 1, this is 10, this is 100, this is 1,000, and then this is 10,000. Everybody tracking like a horizontal bar? The horizontal bar is what tracks the numbers. So that means that when the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is my horizontal bar, this is my beam. Because my beam is tracking, just like our GPS, just like our phones, they track us. These beads are being tracked. So this is 10,000. If I did this, this was 20,000. And we look, this is 2,220, and then this is 2. Thank you so much for liking the live. Thank you so much. Welcome. Does everybody tracking? Is everybody a horizontal bar? Are you tracking? So what we're doing is we're tracking. Hey, iHeart, how's it going? Welcome. Okay, so what we're doing is what we want to do is we are reading the abacus. To read the abacus, we're going to count 2. This is 2. Hi, Sasha. 3. Does it make sense? 4. And then 5. All the top bead has a value of 5. Sasha, do you have any questions? 5. We're just looking at the abacus right now. We're just learning to read the abacus. Thank you so much for the comment. So now I know I'm not alone. So this is 5. This is the value of 5. Because this is the value of 5, we have 6. 5, 6, and then this is 7. Hey, Odyssey, welcome back. So, anybody have any questions? We're talking about how to read the abacus. We have 7. Notice we have 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 plus 3 is 8. Yes, welcome back. Hail Odyssey. So, we have 5 plus 3 is 8. And if we notice, this is 5 plus 4. 5 plus 4 is 9. Does it only go up to 9? Yes, I am a beginner. That's okay. We love beginners because I know how to count really, really well. I've been practicing abacus. Oh, Sasha, but I always get stuck on subtracting. Really? Okay, we will talk about that. Let's talk about it. Let's workshop this. So, Christina, yes, it only goes up to 9. So this is 9, and then this is 9. Just like how we write, it only goes up to 9. But it does do 10. This is 10. Why? Because when we look at it, we want to pay attention to our columns. Our columns is what makes us is what makes the place value. Just like how we write 10. When we write 10, right, we have a 1 and a 2. That's it. I'm sorry, 10s and 1s. This is my 1 and my 0. So the thing, right, the question would be, does our numbers only go up to 9? Yeah, it only goes up to 9, because what's after 90 is 100. But look, I still have to put the 1. So that's the difference. It works exactly the same as how we write. So, miracles and money. Gosh, I wish I had money. So, miracles and money, we know how to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then this is 5. All the top beat has a value of 5. And then we have 6, 7, 8, 9. And then Sasha will go into, do you have a specific question, Sasha, so we can work on it, or am I just going to think of something? Give me a question in the comments and we'll work on it. We'll work on a question that you're having problems with. So we have 9, and then we have 10, 20, 30, 40, and then we have 50. After 50, we can do 60. Notice it knows very familiar. C. 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 Okay, good. So this is just like, so if we do 90, this is 90, 9 and a 0, and then this is 1. So 190. After that, we have 200. For example, okay, well, let's do that. So what we're going to do is we're going to do some subtraction, because you can do adding, subtraction, multiplication, and division. All right, so Sasha has a question. Cool. So let's do it. Let's do it because, okay, so Sasha and Miracles and Money and Miracles and Money and Christina. Did that make sense, Christina? Did that make sense what I just said? It does go to 9, and that's about it. All right. Do we have any other questions? I'm gonna do some okay, good. I'm gonna do some subtraction. That's what I'm doing. Sometimes I hang up on my words. So we're gonna do 56, and then 87. 87. Oh, that's a negative. We don't do negatives numbers. Are we doing something? Do you know discrete math? I don't know what that means. That means we're like going to be... We don't do negatives, Sasha. Am I going to do it backwards? I can do it backwards. Please continue to show how to count. Okay, I'll continue how to show how to count. Thank you for the comment. What? Okay. Okay, so we'll okay, so Miracles and Money. Let's do that. Sasha, this is a negative number. We don't do negative numbers. We can do it. I mean, I could do it, but it gets complicated really quick. So as we count, we have this, right? If I look at that, that would be this. It seemed like it'd be great for her. Oh, yeah. How old? So the question is this is 900. How do we know it's 900? Oh, why is this 900? This is 900 because I am using this as my indicator. This is my dot indicator. This dot indicator, I'll watch anyways. Okay, no issues. I could do this, but I'm gonna reverse it. My dot indicator is my ones place. You can choose this one or you could choose this one, it doesn't matter. But I chose this one to be my ones place. If I did this as my ones, then what's going to happen is I'm going to shift everything over, and then we have our decimal places. If you notice, thank you so much for the heart. Thank you so much for the heart. So if you look, if this is my ones, my decimal sits between the two columns. My decimal sits between the two columns. Notice that the decimal doesn't have a place value. So what's going to happen is we have our tenths and our hundredths. Does that make sense? So when we're doing place value, it's exactly the same as how we write. If I move this over, now this is my ones, I have my tenths, and I have my decimal, I have my tenths, and I have my hundredths. So as I look through, I will do this number. This number is, what number do we think this is? That, like that. Oh, you know what? I'm going to do that. What number do you think this is? If I put it like this, what number, please put in the comments what number you think this is. I have to make sure that none of the beads are being ambiguous. What number do we think this is? And sometimes the chat is a little slow. Hey, lady! 5, 6, 8, 0, 6. Yes! Sasha! Oh, thank you so much for the heart, Just Joe. Thank you so much. Sasha, we have to remember that there's a 5 over here. So it's a 5, 6. Oh, yeah. Attention to detail, right? So 5, 6, 5, 6. This is 7. 5, 6, 7, 8. This is 8. Christina, this is 8. And then this is 7. 5, 6, 7. And then this is F6. So right now what we're doing is we're reading the abacus. When we read the abacus, then we'll be able to, oh my God, thank you, Just Joe. Let him cook. Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so does that make sense? So we have to pay attention to the details. That's what they say. Attention to detail. Yeah, because the problem is when we shake it, all the beads can be whatever. All right, so here's another one. Here's another one. Let's do another one. So if we did this one, we did, what number is that? What number do we think that is? Okay, miracles. I was gonna ask miracles and money. I was wondering if you were gonna be joining in on the how to read the abacus. Lady E says 8, 9. There's no 5. There's a 5. There's a 7 here, and then there's a 5 here. Yeah, but what happened to this one? So we have our tenths. My son does that. It's very haunting. Yeah. So we have 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 2, 1, 2, 7, 5, 6, 7, and then 5. No, just joined. No, just joined. That's funny. You guys have the funniest screen names. All right, let's do another one. Are we going to do another one? Okay, we do this one. What number is this? Hi, Arena. Okay, what are we doing? What are we doing here? What number do we think this is? Miracle and money. Yes, good. This is a little bit about like trying to understand how to read the abacus. So, Irina, what we're doing is we're trying to read the abacus. When we look at it, we count. This is 2. 1, 2. This is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you. Yes. 0.5. Yes. Just Micah. Yes. Welcome back. Yes, Linz. Yes, 45. Yes. So then, I was talking to Irina. Irina, so then all the top bead will have a value of 5 no matter what. So this is why it's 2.45. So all the top bead has a value of 5. All the top bead no matter what. So if I did this, this would now be 2.9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then this is 5. If I made this into a 5, now we're going to count 7, 5, 6, 7.9, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then this is 9. Thank you for the follow. And then that's it. That's all the 5s I can add. But every time we add it, every time there's a top bead, the top bead is always added no matter what. So when we look at it, we do 1, 2, 3, 4. Make sure that the beads are touching the horizontal bar. It's tracking all the beads like your phone. Your phone tracks you. Just like how Siri and Alexa follows you. So when you move the top bead down, you make it 5. It's the top. Exactly. So when we're not using it, this is what we call 4. But when we're using it, we're counting it as 5. Yeah, that's exactly. Oh, thank you for the confetti. So does that make sense? Yeah. So when we do it, this is 4, right? This is 4, 3, 2, 1, and then this is 0. None of the beads are touching the horizontal bar. None of the beads are touching the horizontal bar, so the feds can't track us. Ooh, maybe I shouldn't say that. I'm not sure if we're going to be a violation. So we're tracking like a GPS, right? We're tracking like our phone. When we track it, this is 1. Now, look, if this is 1, this is also 1. But now we're paying attention to the different... Hi, Angel Mom. That's funny. We're tracking the different columns. So this is 1, but it's not. This is tens. So we have 10, 20, 30, 40. Looks very familiar with 1, 2, 3, 4. But notice there's the tens and the ones. Tens and the ones, so this is it. This is 10. And then if we do this, this is 100. We pay attention to the columns. So we have 200, 200, 300, 400. So when we look at it, we could do 1, 21, 321, 421, and then we can do 50,000, 50,000, 54,321. So that's just 10. Exactly. That's just 10. But if you look, 10 is a 0, 1 and a 0. You have to pay attention that because we call this as ones, we have a 1 and a 0. So when we look at it, we have 1 and then 9 and then 0. And that's it. That's it. But but that's why there's columns. The columns are specific. Every column is a designated place value. Hello, Guillermo. Welcome. Thank you for the follow. Thank you for the follow. Thank you so much for the gifts, guys. No, it's not complicated. Right, Angel Mama on Twitch. Are you really on Twitch? That's funny. I was thinking about going on Twitch, but I don't know if you want to be learning Abacus on Twitch. No, no. Easy, simple to use, easy to understand. That's exactly right, right? So Abacus actually breaks it down into manageable chunks. What we're doing is we're learning how to read the Abacus. Sometimes, not so much. Oh, hey, welcome, congratulations. When are you live? I'm live very often. Go ahead and follow me. I'm live pretty often. We do morning math. We do morning math. We do afternoon abacus. Sometimes we do a lunch and learn. Sometimes we do midnight math. Last night I didn't do midnight math, but I might do it tonight. I'm not sure. But congratulations. I loved all my births. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry. You popped up on my 3 times now. Yeah! See? I'm telling you, I'm live pretty often. Yeah, it's been interesting. I have 3 boys. They've all gone through the abacus method, and I think that's the greatest thing next to sliced bread. I never learned abacus when I was a child. I learned it when I was an old person, and I've been teaching abacus for about 20 years now, more than 20 years. So, can you show 5? Yes. So this is what it would look like. That's it. That's the easiest one. That's the easiest one. Because why? These are all counted. That's funny. I want to understand. Yeah, not a problem. So what's going to happen if I have to move my welcome. Yeah. Welcome. Let me know if you have questions. Thank you so much for the gifts. Yeah, makes sense? So even if we did it right, that would be all zeros. This is where it's reset. And then the difference is what? It's just the way the numbers are. So this is 20. So you have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to where the columns are. That's why sometimes it's nice to have this little place labeler. Yeah. And then if I did this, what number is that? Can you explain the 10,000s? Yeah. Okay. You want me to explain the 10,000s? So it'd be 4. Yeah, exactly. So miracles and money, the 10,000, it would be the same. So if we did 10,000, it'd be 10,000, 10, 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? This is my ones. This would be 20, 20,000, 20, 2, 0, 0, 0, 0, and then 30,000, 3, 0, 0, 0, 0, right? So then when we look at it, just as we write it, this is 3, 0, comma, 0, 0, 0. That's what it looks like. I want to make sure that none of the beads are touching the bottom. So if we do 3, 0, 0, 0, 0, there we go. So if we do 4, it would be just add the one bead. But notice the column is only a value of 4, right? Then let's do 5. We'll continue on. That's okay. We can continue on. We do 5. Oh, 5. Sorry. 5. Sometimes it's easy to see the number and look at the abacus because we're not used to reading the abacus. Good. Fantastic. So that's the thing, right? Because and then this comma is here. That it tells us where the label is. So if you notice, this is my ones, this is my thousands, and the way it's grouped, just as we have our commas. Our comma groups us. So we have our ones. It's another, it's all it is this dot is just a label. That's all this is. These dots are just labels. That's what it is. It's a label. Yeah, like a label. Like these are the labels. So this dot will be thousands. If I had a bigger abacus, I would count more digits. Right? The difference between these two is not the colors. The difference between these two is the amount. Hey, Ruben, the amount of columns. So when we look at this is 13 columns. I can track more numbers because it doesn't matter where my digit is. My ones is. So in this 13 column one, I like to be in the middle because then I have a lot of numbers in the front and I have a lot of numbers in the back. So that means I could do 1, 21, 321, 400, 4,000, 54,321, 6, and then 700,000, 4,321. Does that make sense? So now I have more columns that I can utilize. And then I have my decimals. All of these can be decimals. This one, there's only 7 columns, so you can only do so much, right? It all depends on the decimals that you need to use. So if I did this one, or if I choose to be this as my ones, then I have 13 columns to count. I have my ones, thousands, millions, billions, and trillions. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I find it interesting too. I need to buy an abacus. If the abacus is for you, I would recommend a 13 column abacus. If the abacus is for your child, I would recommend 7. Why? Because it's colorful and it looks pretty. And the numbers that when we do the abacus the numbers on the abacus is not very big. Then they can graduate to a more digit, and they'll feel accomplished, like we graduate from kindergarten, right? Oh, it's for you? Then I would recommend getting this one. There is a 13 column a colorful abacus, but I think the colors get a little bit overwhelming and it gets too much after a while. So I like this one only because it translates easier on the video. But I think what I would do is I'd probably use this one the most because, it's subtle and you can pay attention to the specific beads that there are. And the reason why I talk about the abacus is it's great for brain gymnastics, right? We talk about brain gymnastics like Sudoku, crossword puzzles, word searches. That all helps the brain. So if you started calculating addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division on the abacus, it helps you keep your brain active. Yeah. So, there's the bigger one. If you want to track the national debt, you could use the 23 column one. And that's 23 columns. This one specifically is made out of, it's got a reset button. I have a little reset button. And this one's made out of bamboo. But this is also as old as long as I've been teaching. So I've had this one since I started teaching, and so it's been about more than 20 years. This one, I don't know. I think it's on Amazon. I'm not sure. But this one I think is a little bit more expensive. Do you need 23 columns? I don't know. It depends on how big you want it depends on how big the questions you're going to be using. So it all depends on like that. I think 13 is just enough because you can play around with the digit. You can play around with your place values, with your columns. All right, so we had a question, and Sasha asked about this one, but we don't do negatives. I could reverse it. So I could do 87 minus 56. The reason why we don't do reverse is because the negative, because you can't get a negative on this. You can only do positives and decimals. Yeah, Irene, I have to leave and come back. Oh, thank you. Yeah, answer's 31. You already know. All right. So if we do 87, we do 87. Now the abacus, the way we do it, right? We have to check to see if we have it. So the next question is minus 56. The question is, do I have enough to take away 50? I do. So all I got to do is take away the 5. And then minus the 6. How do I minus the 6? Minus the 5, minus the 1, and take away the 6. Like that. You're right. Arena is right. The answer is 31. I had to do it on my abacus. But that's the thing, right? So then what we just did is we just did subtraction. When we add, we know we're adding, we add to the bar. When we subtract, we take away from the bar. We take away from the grape. What if we need regrouping? When you do regrouping, you need to know formulas. So what are the formulas we need to know? Let's start with the first one. Do you remember how to make a 10? Let's start with how to make a 10. Do we remember how to make a 10? This is critical. This is a critical concept, right? I'll give you one. Right? What's another pair? The reason why we need to know what the pairs are. We need to know what the pairs are so we can actually utilize the abacus. And I'll show you. I will show you. So what's another pair of how to make a 10? This is a core concept that's being taught in school, right? 5 plus 5. Thank you, Dan. 5 plus 5. What else? What else? We have a few more. What's another way to make a 5? 8 plus 2. Yes! So we have 8 plus 2. What's another way? Oh, good. And 7 plus 3. I think that's everything, right? 7 plus 3. Easy, right? Easy. Now, and then 6, 6, and 4. This is easy. This is easy. But you know what? School stops right there. Thank you, Austin, Kennedy, Jasmine, Miracle, and Corn. Okay. Why do we need to know this? We need to know this because what we're going to do, and then I'm going to be using some math terminology, we're going to isolate the variable. Now, the first thing we're going to do is, let's do 5. What's going to happen is I need to isolate this variable. What does that mean? I want to make this 5, I want to make my numbers work for me. My numbers need to work. There's no more freeloading numbers. I don't want freeloading numbers. So what's going to happen is I want to isolate this variable. If you remember algebra, if this looks very familiar, this is what we're doing. We're going to isolate the variable. That's what the x is. I love math vocabulary. Okay. We're going to isolate the variable. When we isolate the variable, what happens? This 5 moves to this side of the equation, right? To this side of the equal sign. So when we do it, we're going to rewrite it, and it looks like this. We have a 10, and we take away 5. Well, let's replace this 5. When we replace the 5, notice this is my formula. This formula is what's going to help us in abacus. My question is now 8 plus 5. This is where we're going to start about regrouping. So I have 8, and I want to add the 5. Notice I don't have any more beads to add the 5. What do? Wait a minute. I know how to regroup. I need to plus the 10, take away the 5. That's all I need to do. Because I know how to use my formula. This formula is very critical. Does that make sense? All I need to do. So when I need to add the 5, there's not enough beads to add the 5. Because there's not enough beads to add the 5, I need to plus the 10, just as I do here. Plus the 10, take away the 5. So I'm going to plus the 10, and I'm going to take away the 5. And my answer is, what is my answer? Thank you so much for the rose, Ashon. What's the answer? 13. Exactly. Was that easy? Did that make sense? That's about regrouping. Now, why do we need this? Because this is a concept I didn't understand. That's okay. Let's take it again. We'll do it again. When we regroup, we don't regroup. Abacus only looks at the number. So what this means is we're going to plus this 10. That means we're going to go to the 10. We're going to add the 10 over here. So we have 8. We have 8, and we need to plus the 5. We're going to plus the 5. Notice, I don't have any more beads to plus the 5. Do you see that? There's no beads to add the 5. If I cannot add the 5, what do? I need to follow my formula. My formula says plus the 10, so this is plus the 10. Plus the 10 means I go here and I add the 1. That's all that is. I just add the 1, but I'm not done. My formula says minus the 5. So what we're going to do is we're going to minus the 5. And that's it. So then my answer is 13. We will continue on. This is not the only one. So what's going to happen is, so Jasmine, did that make sense? So what we're going to do is we're going to continue on. Let's do another one. Let's do 8. Let's do 8, right? We're going to do the same thing. We're going to isolate this variable. And now we're following a pattern. This is a pattern that we're going to use. So when we look at it, we want to do x plus 2 is equal to 10. When we do this, what we're going to do is we're going to take this 2 and move it over to the other side. We're going to isolate this variable. So if we set it, it would be x is equal to 10 minus 2. Because we do the minus 2, what is this answer? This answer is 8. So if I wrote it out, it's 8 is equal to minus the 2. 10 minus the 2. So what are we going to do? We'll do the next question. 8 plus 8. Abacus doesn't memorize numbers. Abacus memorizes formulas. So the formula that we're doing, we look at the add-in. This add-in is what we need to understand. How do we add this 8? So when we look at it, how are we going to add the 8? If I have 8 already in my abacus, and I want to add another 8, do I have enough? Do I have enough to add an 8? No, I only have one bead. So what do? I have to go to my formula. My formula says, hello, Nancy. I got to go to the 10, take away the 2. So I plus the 10, take away the 2. So let me rewrite this. If I had the question 8 and I'm going to add 8, but I'm going to replace it with this. So that means what? If I plus the 10, so all I got to do is plus the 10. So I'm going to plus the 10 and then minus the 2. That's what we're doing. So the blues are 5s. Yes! I didn't think understands the colors. Yeah, I think you're right, Jasmine. So when we look at it, it's 8. So we have 8. I have 8. And then this is my formula. And what I did is I replace it. So I did the 10, and then I take away the 2. So then my answer is 16. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. All right. So we're gonna count again for those people that just came in. For those people that just came in. No. That's just because my tongue is being twisted. We're gonna count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. When we look at this, the horizontal bar tracks the numbers. So tracks the beads. So this is 4, and then this is 5. The top bead has a 5. So because it's 5, we have 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we have 10. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. After 14, we have 15. 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then we have 20. We have a 2 and a 0. Yeah, you're not a problem, Miracles and Money. It just takes time to understand how to read the abacus. That's all. So when we do it, but don't forget, there's like a whole, I've been doing this for 20 plus years. So a lot of it is trying to understand how to read the abacus. When we do it, We just need to continue on. So even had we had this question, right? Let's say we had this question. 9 plus 5. So I have 9. I have 9. Well, my question is I need to add the 5. When I add the 5, is there enough? Do I have enough beads to add the 5? Why don't you start all the way to the end? Oh, hey, May. The reason why is because I have this indicator, and this indicator is my ones place. So when I look at it, I have decimals. So here. Thank you, Jasmine. Yes, I don't have enough. Yes, so May, the reason why is because of my ones. This is my ones, my tenths. So the decimal sits between the ones and the tenths. So my tenths and my hundredths. So this is why. If I had my dot over here, then I would do it. So like if I had a 13 column dot, if I had a 13 column, notice my dots here, then I could use it. Then I would. I like to be labeled. So I want to make sure that my label is correct. So here is plus the 5. So we're trying, so right, just Jasmine, as Jasmine said, we don't have enough. What do we do? Well, we know our formula. This is a formula that you need to memorize. This is something, a core concept that we need to know. How we get it? We got it through 5 plus 5. Not a problem, May. Thank you for the comment. 9 plus 5 plus 5. 5. So what we want to do is plus the 5. What does that mean? That means I need to plus the 5. Right here, it says plus the 5. So I'm going to plus the 5. Or I'm sorry, there's not enough. So I need to plus the 10. And then here it says minus the 5. So I'm going to take away the 5. And I take away the 5. That's what I do. So then, hey, Siri. So then my answer is 14. Does that make sense? It makes it so easy. It makes it so easy. But see, the thing is this is what about regrouping. Regrouping just means we're going to the next column over. That's it. And it's so interesting because it's only one column. We don't do the whole thing. So even if I said 90, right? Even if I said 90 plus 50, even if I said that, oh wait, I need my, even if I said 90 plus 50, 90 plus 50, we don't look at anything else. We don't look at anything else. We only look at the one column, right? So the one column is 9. We still only look at the one column. We only look at plus the 10 minus the 5. So I plus the 10 minus the 5. Oh my God! But there's no formulas in it. It's helpful when you isolate the variable. There's you wanted the flippy. Did you wanted the flippy ones? I just made it. These flippy ones, it's on my website. Is that what you're looking for? I just made it like a few days ago. Yeah, it's on my website. I'm so sorry. I just bought your plus 5 books, but there's no format. Yeah. This is on my website. So if you go to my website, it's in I think it's called worksheets. There's a little tab. Let's see if we can take a little, no, that's not what I wanted. Let's see if we can go on a little journey. So here is my site. Right? So up here it says worksheets. No, because I just made it. And then, so if you go to worksheets, it's right here, flipping formula. This one I just made, and it's a digital download. I'll do more Miracles of Money. I'm from England. This is a digital download if that's okay. But it's on my website. Hello, Ethan. I was going to put it on TPT as well, and then I was going to put it on the other ones too. I just haven't I just made it. And so it should be here, and then you can like purchase it. Yeah. So at the top it says worksheets. So if you go to my site, it says worksheets. Maybe I should say store. I don't know. But yeah, maybe I should do that instead. But yeah, but please note that there's no refunds because it's a digital download. And then if you want to wait just a little bit, wait for the day, because what I did is I made it vertical. What does that mean? Here, let me show you what I did. So I made it, okay, so I made it vertical. So you know how it's horizontal. I made it where it is vertical, and I didn't update it yet. So what means is if I want to plus the 2, so here's my question. I want to do 4. So if I do 4, right? If I want to add the 4, I want to add another 4. To add another 4, and I made it vertical. I want to plus the 5. If you look, I want to plus the 5. I want to plus the 5. So I'm going to add the 5, and then take away the 1. I'm going to take away the 1. If you want to wait a little bit, I got the vertical one done. I just have to republish it. Or you know what? Buy it now, and I'll just send you a new update. That's fine too. When I update it, you'll see that makes sense, right? That makes sense. So that's the thing, like understanding how the numbers work. So this is, let's say we did 4. Let's say we did 4 plus 3. So this is plus 3, right? If I want to plus the 3, what do? I have to plus the 5. So I'm going to add the 5. That's what this is. Add the 5 and then take away the 2. Yeah, you know what? If you purchase it now, I'll just give you the update when I got it up. It's up to you. You can do that too. I'll just give you the update. But that's what I did here. So when I look at it, it reminds me that I can plus the 5, take away the 2. Okay, no problem. The story on a game I'm playing is interesting. That's funny, Ethan. You're so funny. Shark bait! Oh my goodness. All right. Does that make sense? So when we did 4, and I want to add the 2, right? I want to add the 2. To add the 2 is the same thing. It reminds me to add the 5 and then take away the 3. So what Sori was talking about was this. So I have a book, and she bought the book. Thank you so much for buying the book. Yeah. So here, the way I have it was, it talks about how to make a 5. And after you make a 5, right, I show the number lines how to make a 5. I only show the number lines just to be part of mainstream math. But we don't in Abacus we don't use number lines. We use formulas. And so after we do that, then I have this thing called cats in a tree. And again, we just look at the cats in a tree and how many cats are there in a tree. And again, the idea was to get the different pairs. So when we look at the different pairs, I have questions, and these questions are very, very abacus driven. So when we look, this is 2, so we add 2. I'm using this one because I want to use I'm using this one. Thank you for the heart me. This one I want to use because it's just easier to see, right? Because I'm talking about here. So I want to add 4. Notice I don't have enough 4. Well, what do? Well, this is the little story. There's always going to be 5 cats in a tree. There's 5 cats in a tree. So if you think 5 cats in a tree, what do? Go to the cats in the tree. I added the 5, but I grab 4 cats, and then 1 cat runs away. So 1 cat runs away, and my answer is 6. Is there a book that shows what abacus looks like as we progress? Yeah. So if you want, we have this one. I have this one where it talks about the numbers, but it only goes to 9 for right now. And I'm going to continue to make another. I'm actually in the process of making another one, and I'll show you. So this one is talking about how to read the numbers. And this is the difference between the numbers of the abacus. This is what we're trying to do, is we're trying to find the 0. So we're trying to find the 0 on the abacus, and then this is the 0. And then what does it look like on the abacus? So when we look at it, like this, is that 0? No, that's not 0, so I'd cross it out. This is not 0, but then this is 0. I don't know if you'd see it, but that's 0. So then I would continue on, and this would be just 1. And it goes through only the numbers of 1 to 9, and then we have it where we talk about, like, I color it in if it's 2. So this is why it's colored, kind of colored, because it's 2. And so you'd see it on the abacus. What does 2 look like? 2 looks like that, right? And then you check, is this 2? No, that's not 2, so you cross it out. So they have activities, and these activities were meant to just to do bead and number recognition. That's all it was. This was a maze, and the maze is to choose any path. It doesn't matter. You could choose any path you want, but the idea is to follow which one it is. So you were supposed to find out if what number this is, and you write it out. What number is this, and then you write out. And then you try to match the number to the abacus. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So this is available on Amazon. And I need to find my name. So this is my name. That's my name. You can find it there. The book, an abacus answer key would be great for self-checking. You know what? I didn't do it for this one. I actually did it for this one. I did it for this one, and there's answers in the back. But I did it for this one, and I did it for the other ones. I didn't think about doing it for this one, just because I didn't understand it. This is my very first book, and so I do plan on making more books, and they will have answer sheets. But this one specifically does not have answer sheets. You're absolutely right. I would do answer sheets for each one of them, but I didn't think about it. This one here talks about what comes forward, what comes after. So if I have 8, right? The idea is if I have 8, then what comes after 8? Notice I only add the one bead, and that would be 9. Yeah. So next time, the next one will have answer sheet, because this is such a big book already. This is like a 200-page book, and so it got too heavy. So what I would probably do is I'll probably break it up some more and then be able to do others. I do have, you know what? I do take it back. I do have one that does Christmas counting, and this one has every other book other than my first book has answer key. So this is my Christmas one. If you're okay with Christmas, there's answers on this one too. And it talks about like this one. And I like it. So there's the question, and then you add it, and then this is the number. So this is a maze, and so these are all my, yeah. So I have this one. The one that I really like the most, you might actually, Miracles and Money, you might enjoy this one. If you're okay with Halloween, you might want to do this one, because I have a maze. And so this one is to recognize the number and to recognize the bead. So here I have 7, and you follow the number 7, and then 7, and then 7. And then here there's an empty spot. You have to find 7. You have to make 7 dough balls. So I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you have to figure out how to get 7 dough balls into one square. And then you do it again. So it'll be 7, and then you find 7 again, and then 7. So there's another empty spot, so you have to get another set of dough balls and put it here. So these ones all have answer keys. Yeah, welcome. Yeah, no, everything else has answer keys, except for my first one. So the regrouping has answer keys too. So the regrouping one is this one. The regrouping one is this one, and it does have answers. And so there's answers to this one. Yeah, no. But this one's a little bit more involved because it has questions. So then this was a maze, and then you'd have to find the maze in here. So, but again, there's answers to all of these. And then the idea for here is the same thing, like how do I use a 2? How do I use a 10? How do I use a 5? So this is how do I use a 5. So just as I showed you, right, plus the 5 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 5. So if this is what it looks like. I want to plus the 10 minus the 5. So on my abacus, I have 9, and I want to plus the 5. There's not enough to plus the 5, so what do? I have to plus the 10 minus the 5. So I plus the 10, and I take away the 5. The idea here was to color it in. So here, like 9, right? Can you show the answer page? Yeah, this is what the answer page looks like. So there's each of them. There's 4 pages on each page. So this is one page. This is another page. One page, and then that's a page. Yeah. And then this one is how to regroup 9. So my question is 4. Do I have enough? You're welcome. Do I have enough to answer? Do I have enough to add 9? No. What do? I have to go to the asteroid belt. And I made another story. I go to the asteroid belt, I add the 10. So I add the 1, but I need to take away 1. So I take away 1. And my answer is 13. And then I would put 13 here, but I'd have the formula here. So that's what I got. Yeah. Thank you for the question. Thank you for the comments. So yeah, we can continue on. But that's what we're doing. And so I have I'm working on a 7th book. And then those will definitely have answer keys. Ever since I did my second book, I started putting answer keys on all of them. It's just easier that way. And anybody have any questions? We can continue on. So people have come through. Let's do some counting. So what we're going to do is we're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and then all the horizontal bar that's being tracked. The horizontal bar tracks. Hi Daisy, welcome back. Thank you so much for the roses. We're going to track the horizontal bar. So we have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Because the beads are touching the horizontal bar, this is being counted. So we have 4 and then 5. Because this is 5, we have 5 and then 6. All the top bead has a 5. So we have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Then we can see if we have the position of the beads correctly. Ah! Yeah? Okay. But the beads are specific. You can go any which way. So, I mean, I guess, I don't know. I would do it for the younger ones, like the earlier ones, but I wouldn't do it for the later ones. So like this one for the 10s, I wouldn't do it for the 10s because by then there's enough, hopefully there's enough practice to understand what adding the 10 is. Does that make sense? So this is a very common pattern. And so doing this all the time, this book adding 10. So I don't think putting the abacus, because you're going to have to do it all the time. If you look at the questions, let's say this one. If you look at the questions, you're going to do it all the time. So there's no question without it, if that makes sense. So if I add 8, I'm going to add the 8. What do? I need to plus the 10 minus the 2. This whole book is all about adding a 10, if that makes sense. So here I want to add the 10. I got to plus the 10 minus the 2. Then you do it again. Here's 7. So if I add 7, what do I need to do? I need to plus the 10 minus the 8. Yeah, this is a very different math workbook. This math book is very specific to what you're learning. So this book is specific about regrouping. That's it. Thank you so much for the rose, Daisy. If that makes sense. So that's why I have specific ones. This one is only about plus 5. Nothing else. There should be no mixing. Does that make sense? The only time they mix depends on this mix with this. If you finish this, when you finish the plus 5, you should know it. Then we go into the next one, and it will combine the plus 5 with the plus 10. Does that make sense? Thank you so much for the share, Daisy. Miracles and money. Does that make sense? You're building you're building your skill. So you do the plus 5, then you do the minus 5, and then you do the plus 10, and then you do the minus 10. Ruben! Yes! I got your order. Yes. And it will be mailed out tomorrow because the post office is closed today. Thank you so much. So, but miracles, does that make sense? So when we look at this, I'm not going to give you the answers I'll give you the answers, but I'm not going to give you the abacus, because you should know this already, because we've practiced it so much. So if you look at this one, right, we do the 9, and then we add a 9, right? And then we play a game. This is the game where you have a paper clip, and then you have to put the answer put the whatever the number it goes here, you put it here, and then you have to add the 9. And then you add the 9 again to a different number, and you add a 9, and then the way I broke it up was to evens and odds. And then you got to add a 9 again. So this is all about practicing the 9. So here, if I did this, right, I do 3, I take away 2, I take away 2, and I add the 9. You should know how to do this. Does that make sense? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Does that, okay, good. That makes sense, right? Like there's no, because I know mainstream math. Hi, Melinda. I know mainstream math, they mix everything up and they just say, here, Abacus is very structured. There's a very specific framework for everything. So that's why my books are the way they are. My books are specific. I don't have all my... So the first thing I do, the first thing is the preschool one. The second book is the +5. The third book is what I'm working on is -5. After -5, this is what happens, right? You build on top of each other. That's why you don't get it. Yeah. That's why I don't write, I'm sorry, not you don't get it, but what I'm saying is I don't put the abacus answers here, the abacus beads, because to me it would not be good. To me it'd be a waste of space, because you should know how to do it as we build. Does that make sense? So as we go through, that's what it is. Yeah, there's a whole framework, and you can buy other abacus books, but mine's interactive. Mine is, I'm trying to be mainstream and mainstream math, and also talking about children. So this one, I didn't think to have. Yeah. Anyways, my next one all my other ones will have answer keys. Yeah. Thank you so much for the share. Yeah. Right, Miracle? Okay, good. Yes. Thank you. Whew. That was, yeah, no, I understand. And I would get really, when my kids were going through school, I would feel sorry for the other kids because they don't know abacus. And so all my boys, I have 3 boys, and they've all gone through abacus, and there's a set structure. So that's why you don't test the kids. What is 4 plus 4? You can't test the kids what 4 plus 4 is, because that's another thing that they need to know, and they're not there yet. If they're doing preschool, if they're doing this one, they're not going to know formulas. Only when they get to the next book will they know the formulas. And that's when we start talking about how do we make a 5, how do we do this, and then the next book would be so forth. So there's a whole framework when it comes to learning abacus. It's not just a free for all. When you see the questions, you know what? When you do see the questions, you might think, wait a minute, this is really big. But it's not. Because why? Because when you look, we do 5, we add the 5, right? This one says, well, I'm going to minus, this is a minus the 8. So I'm going to add the 5, right? I'm going to add 4. I add the 4. Then what do? I have to take away the 8. Do I have enough beads to take away the 8? I would recommend this one, if you're okay with that, to go through it slowly and to go through the different questions. To go through understanding. You could do that. I'm in the process of making another one. So if you want to see, and we could talk, you know what? We could do it. Let's do it. So I need to write the answer key for this one too. I just finished the, hold on. There we go. So what is this? This is a maze, and we need to start with, before I answer that question, we're going to start here, and we got to answer what this question is. So what number do you think this is? So I have, if this is, oh no, that didn't work. Oh no, that didn't work. Okay, so I got to do this. So if this is 5, and this is 5, 6, 7, and then this is 5, thank you, Melinda, then my answer will be 5. And then I follow the path. Let me do it this way. Let me do it this way. Right. So now we're doing what do you call it? We're doing we're doing triple digits. So we figure it out. Well, what number is this? So if I did this, 5. Thank you, Melinda. You're so fast. Yeah, Abacus is pretty powerful. It does help to like figure out what you're trying to do with all the numbers. So we have that, and then we have this number. Nine. You said 9. It was 9. Yeah. So we're up here. And then this one's easy, right? What number is that? This is 5. This is 6. 60. Thank you, Melinda. So I think, yeah. So I got it to a point. Okay, so I got to do this one. We're almost done. Are we almost done? I think we're halfway done. It's just yeah, anyways. Yeah, 93. This is just difficult. Not difficult, it's just time consuming. So 183. So if I go up here, if this is 5, this is 6, 5, this is 5, this is 6, this is 7, and then this is 1. Hey, JP and Shay, thank you for the follow. So we have this number. What number is that? What? I wonder if you could. I could, Melinda, but the problem is, because I have TikTok Studio up, it doesn't do it. I had to prepare it, and I think I did too many things, and then it forgot what I was supposed to do. So usually I can do what do you call it? I copy this clip, and so if I did this, that's fine, but then I have to do it again. So I don't know if that works. Yeah, see, I can't use my keyboard because I have my, hey RS, I can't do it because my keyboard is being taken over by the TikTok Studio. Yeah. After this, can we do a few more regrouping? Yeah, we could do a few more regrouping. One going in there. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing. Yeah. I had it before, and you saw it, but I noticed that I had to get it prepared. But yeah, we can go through the other book. But that's yeah, that's a 5. And then this is 6. So I did, yeah, I finished the double digit. Now I got to do the 3 digits. All right, you know what? We can finish, I'll finish this later. Okay. Thank you, Miracles. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so the regrouping, hopefully. Thank you so much for the hearts. Thank you so much. Okay. So, we can either go through the book and it just be one at a time. The way I have it is, so if we did the 9, right? Thank you so much for tapping your screen. Sorry. Okay, there we are. Too many colors. So that's what I wondered. And then, so if we had this, we have 3. No, thank you. Thank you so much. So I have 3. And again, I want to add the 9. To add the 9, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Remember what we did. We had 9 plus 1 is equal to 10. But then when we changed it, right, we isolated the variable. We isolated this variable. And then what did we do? We modified it. We made it to, say, 9 is equal to plus 10 minus 1. Now the reason why we say this plus 9, to remind us that we're adding 9. When we add the 9, we want to plus the 10. So that's why this is a critical concept. So we want to have the 3. I know I'm going to plus the 9 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 1. So I'm going to plus the 10, and I take away the 1. And then my answer is 12. Right? And so then it's the same thing. We do it again. We do 2. We do 2. We do 2, and then we plus the 9. I'm only using this as a reminder that where do we get our pairs? We got our pairs because of this, right? So it's plus the 2 is equal to plus the 9, plus 9. Sorry, plus 9 is plus the 10 minus the 1. So I plus the 9, plus the 10, take away the 1. Right? So then we do it again. We do it again. We do 1 plus 9. Plus the 9 is plus the 10 minus the 1. Now here's the thing. We can do more with this. What does that mean? Well, we know that these are pairs. We know that the 1 and the 9 is a pair, right? The 1 and the 9 is a pair. So what if we switch these around? When we switch it around, we do plus 1 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 9. Do you see how they're related? These two are related now. So let's reverse this. Why do we reverse it? Because it's all about the add-in. The add-in itself is what we need to understand. So, is the cumulative property or associative? I think it's associative. I think it's associative property. Computative, I think is... I don't know what computative property would be. I don't remember what computative property is. So like this question here is plus the 9. I already have 9 on my abacus, so I add the 9. Now the question is, I want to add the 1. Notice that my add-in, right, is 1. When I add my 1, I don't have enough beads. I know I need to plus the 1 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 9. So I plus the 10 and I take away the 9. I have to look that up. But I believe it's associative. Anybody else know? I don't know. I don't know what computative is. Hold on. Let's look it up. I'm sorry. I'm trying to commutative properties of binary operations. I'm looking it up. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It could be cumulative. Yeah, it could be. The order of numbers doesn't affect the result. Yeah, I see it. Okay, also known as cumulativity. States the order of the numbers doesn't affect the result when adding or multiplying. Sometimes it can be flip-flop. Yes, only... it would be this itself, though. Right? You could do that. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Because what does that mean? Well, we can do this. Okay, and it does make sense. This, when we do 1 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 9, you can do plus the 1 is equal to minus the 9 plus the 10. You need to know how to do this. Yes, this would be cumulative. Commutative. But this is different than this. This is different than this. This is inverse, I believe. Now we're really getting into some math terminology. But yeah, this would be inverse. Because these are the inverse. Inverse? No, this would not be the inverse. The inverse is the other one. Let's see if I can. So inverse would be minus the 1 is equal to minus the 10 plus the 9. That's the inverse. So this is the inverse, right? This would be commutative. This is commutative because you should be able to do either or. But you cannot do 9 plus 1 or 1 plus 9. You cannot do this. This is different things. Why? Because your add-ins are different. Your add-ins is what we're looking at. The formula needs to be, this is the formula, no matter what. But the add-in itself is different. So those are separate things. This would be commutative. That's commutative. This would be inverse. So this is the inverse. If I did, I'm going to do another one. Yeah. No, thank you. That's fantastic. I love this. You know why? Because Abacus doesn't do any of these terminologies. But then I got to look up what associative is now. So minus the 1 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 9. So this would be inverse. Right? Wouldn't that be inverse? Because they're opposite? Is that correct? I don't even know if I'm using it right. That's what I assume. Now I got to look up associative property, right? So associative property, the sum of 3 numbers remains the same. No, then it's not associative property. So it's not associative property because it's not the same. So maybe I'm doing it wrong. So this is commutative. Associative means that if the sum of 3 numbers or more remains the same regard. Well, that's dumb. I don't know. What's another one? Right. Okay. Associative property. No matter how we add the numbers or we can add 7 plus 9 is plus 10, we get 22. If we change the grouping, we still get 22. Yeah, no. Okay, so then it's not associative. What it would be is be commutative. Yeah, so I guess I was using associative wrong. But no, thank you. Yeah, so that would be the inverse. So that's the difference. But see, then this, you know what, these two, like, okay, sorry, here. No, thank you. So like these two, so these two, if as I did, let me do another color. Let's do this one. Let's do brown. So we do this one. 9 plus is equal to plus the 10 minus the 1. And then plus the 1 is equal to plus the 10 minus the 9. In Abacus world, this is just a pair, if that makes sense. I don't know if there's a math terminology for that. But these are a pair. This is not commutative. This is not inverse. They're pairs. They're connected. I don't know if that is something. But yeah. Hi, LOL. Number family? Yeah, now we get into like not really, you know what I mean? Like I had this one, they said they're sister sentences or number sentences or whatever, and I'm like, that's a little bit. It's okay. I just find that we try to find other words, but I don't think like number family. What number family? Number family is this. That's the number family because everything adds to 10. Unique language for Abacus. Yeah, yeah. See, this we call it big family, but see, that's the problem. The problem is with Abacus, we all have unique. The reason why I believe the reason why Abacus is not as popular as it is because nobody has made the effort or nobody knows how to marry the mainstream math to Abacus math, and so that's what I'm doing. So what I'm doing, that's why I talked about inverse, right? Inverse properties and substitution. So I wanted to get away from talking about number family, right? Unless it's a math terminology, I can't figure this part out. For us, for us we call it like big friends, small friends, number family, number friends. I started talking about it's how to make a 5 and how to make a 10. That was the one thing that I was doing. I don't think there's a math terminology. Combinations of 10, yeah. It could be combinations of 10, combinations of 10, combinations of 5. That could be the closest. That could be the closest math terminology. Combinations, yeah, combinations of 10. I could see that. Combinations of 10. Of 10 and 5. Yeah, I could see that. I've seen that before. But it's still a new, I don't know if it's a new concept or it's a new terminology, but yeah, there's a few things. So, but yeah, I do like this. Thank you so much for this. I do appreciate that. But yeah, it could be the combination. It could be combination, it could be family, it could be sentences, sisters or what have you. But then it gets kind of like cutesy, and I think that's where I'm trying to stay away from. Combination of 5, combination of 10, that makes more sense. Yeah. Eight cephalof 8. Welcome. This is super fun. Oh, good. Oh, good. Yeah, Ruben thought so too. Ruben, do you have any questions? Or are we just like looking through so we can do regrouping and stuff? I don't know who else is here. I see 7 people are here, but that's okay. I mean, it's great that there's 7 people here. I'm not knocking it. I'm just like surprised that there's still 7 people here because I'm just talking about Abacus. All right. What are we doing? Let's do some counting. Just in case for those people that came in and don't know what we're talking about counting. Just enjoying and following right along. Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. Yeah, it's interesting to see how to connect uh, math terminologies to Abacus. And I think that's what we lack. That's what Abacus World lacks the most. So we're going to continue to count. I'm not sure who came in, but let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anytime the beads are touching the horizontal bar, it is counted. This is what's being tracked, just like your GPS, right? Your GPS tracks you. So this would be your horizontal bar. The horizontal bar is what's tracking you. We have the horizontal bar. We have 4. To do 5, the value of 5 will always be the top bead no matter what. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you notice, I do 5, and then I have 1. 5 plus 1 is 6. 5 plus 2 is 7. 5 plus 3, notice 1, 2, 3 is 8. 5 plus 4 is 9. Because this is 9, then this will also be 9. And then this is 9 as well. And then this is 9. But the difference is, between the difference is now the columns. Every column is a place value. So if I have my little chart here, every column is a place value. So I have my 1s, and then I have my 10s. So if we look at it, this is 1. This is 10. After 10 is 100. 100. And then we have 1,000. 1000. Hey, Sydney. And then we have 10,000. 10000. And then after we have this, we have 2, right? 2, 22. And then 222. And then 3 at 2,222. and then 22,222. It's a lot of twos, but that's what it is. So, and then we have what, I'm just looking through my camera. There we go. So look at it, we have our decimals. The reason why I'm here is because I start on the ones place. This is my ones, this is my ones, my tens, my hundreds, my thousands, my 10,000. Notice that the decimal sits between the tenths and the ones. It doesn't sit on a column. It doesn't sit on a place value. The decimal sits in between the ones and the tenths. So I have my tenths and then my hundreds. Okay, great. Hello, Sydney. Yes, I'm working on the PayPal invoice for you. It's just taking some time. Um, so yeah, I'll get that to you today. Yeah. So if we count it, this is $1. Let's say we had money. There'd be $1.25. So we have $1.25. And then if we did this, it'd be $2.25. No, thank you. I appreciate you coming back to me and letting me know about your abacus situation. That took a long time. Oh, here's a question, Sydney. Is yours a 13 column one or is it a 7 column one? Ken Eater, welcome. That'd be the question I wanted to ask. So if yours is a 13 column one, or is it is it 7 columns? The reason why the columns make a difference because when you get into the 7 column, okay, then you want to start getting into a 13 column one, because when we start doing multiplication, they're going to need more columns. So you might, hey, and Angel is back. Everyone, please tap your screen. Thank you so much for the reminder, Miracles. Thank you. Please, everyone, tap your screen if you can. It would really be appreciative. Sydney, you might want to start looking for a 13 column one because when we start doing multiplication, you're going to need more columns, just so you know. You might want to start now. Just a thought because it took so long to get the 7 column one. We would go into doing like multiplication after, I don't know, a few months, 3, after they know after they know their plus 10s and minus 10s, we're going to start going into multiplication. And after multiplication, they need to know their multiplication fact. And we know what? We'll do some multiplication right now. I'll show you what I mean. So what we're going to do first is we're going to do multiplication. Just so you know, Sydney. So the plan is after they do adding plus 10s and adding minus 10s, they're going to learn how to do two-step equation. A two-step equation, I don't know if you've been following along, but I'm going to explain to you what a two-step equation is. So if I do 7 plus 7, now again, Abacus doesn't do double digit. We don't memorize doubles, right? What we need to do is we need to understand what this add-in is. So this add-in is plus 7. When we plus the 7, we know that we're going to plus the 10 minus the 3. So that's the formula that we need to do. I didn't even think about multiplying. This would be fun. Yeah, we can multiply. After this, we'll multiply. So the formula that we need to do is 7 is equal to plus the 10 minus 3. Plus the 10 minus the 3. This is what we have to do. So what we're going to do is we're going to plus the 7, and then if you notice, we want to plus the 10, so I'm going to plus the 10, take away the 3. Notice I don't have any beads to take away the 3. I don't have any beads to take away the 3. That's why this is a two-step equation. Why? Because we know we cannot add the 2. We cannot take away the 3. To take away the 3, what do? What do we know? We know how to minus the 5. So we want to take away the 3. So we need to minus the 5. Minus the 5 is what? I'm sorry, minus the 3 is what? Minus the 5 plus the 2. We know we have to add the 3, right? We add the 3. We have to take away the 3 here. Does that make sense? When we take away the 3, we have to minus the 5 and then plus the 2. So this is a two-step equation. Why? Because this is what counts it as a two-step equation. So after they know their adding of the tens, after they know how to regroup and stuff, we need to break this down. So when we break this down, this is our minus the 3 is equal to minus the 5 plus the 2. Okay, so that's the thing, right? We need to know this. When they know how to do two-step equations, decomposing. Yes, we are decomposing. We are decomposing. Yes. You know what? Even on our numbers, we decompose. When we see 8, you can decompose this. You can decompose 5 plus 3. This is another form of decomposing. Or is it called factoring? I'm not sure. It could be decomposing. Yeah. It'd be decomposing. I think that's right. We would decompose this. So my answer here would be 14. So I will add that into my notes. Decompose. So what Abacus does is it breaks it down into manageable chunks. Now, after they know how to do this, Sydney, I'm just letting you know, this would be later down the line. After they know how to do this, then we can go into adding and subtract, multiplication, division. The first thing we would do would probably be 23 times that by 8. I don't know. This is just a question, right? So the first thing we need to do is we need to understand after they know the multiplication, what would they need to know is they need to figure out how many digits are here. So this is the question. How many digits do we have? We have 3 digits. I need to move it so that, yeah. So we have 3 digits. How do I know? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it on the abacus. 1, 2, 3. On the abacus, this is where I'm going to put my answer. That's the reason why we need to know where that's the reason why we need to know where we're going to put our answer. We only need to understand where we're going to put it because it's going to help us. Now what do? When we do it, we do 8 times 2. 8 times 2 is equal to 16. I add 1, and then I add my 6. That's all I'm doing. Then what do? Then all I got to do is 8 times 3. So 8 times 3 is equal to 24. So I add my 2, and then I add my 4. So now I know my answer is, what's my answer? What number is this? Yes, right? Did that make sense? So we slowly go into it. 184. Yes. 184. 184. That's the answer. Did that make sense, Ruben? How we multiplied? So the first thing we do is we do simple multiplication. Hi, I just purchased the formula. Should I receive an email? Yes, you should receive an email. If you don't, let me know. I will take a look at it after my live if that's okay. But yes, you should receive an email. And then in the email, you can log back in and you should be able to download it. It sure did. It's super easy and cool. Yeah, right? Super cool and easy. Simple to use, easy to understand. But the thing is to really understand how to read the abacus. Why? Because what this is, we're actually doing it in our head. If you really think about it, we're actually really doing this in our head. But abacus breaks it up into small chunks. It's able to break into manageable pieces. I haven't made an account. No, you don't need to make an account. Sorry, you don't need to make an account. It will just use your email address, and it will send you another email to authenticate, and then you'll be able to download it. That's what it should happen. That's what should happen. I believe that's what happened when I tested it. But yeah, that's what should happen. Yeah, no, thank you. Let me know if it doesn't, but I'll keep an eye on it. I'll keep an eye on it. This is really quite. I'm back. Hey, Mr. Clean, welcome back. We were just doing some multiplication. What? That's what happened to me yesterday when I ordered. Yeah, I have, but she ordered the flipping formulas. Did you order the flipping formulas? No, thank you, Miracles. Thank you for helping me with the terminologies. That was very helpful. I do appreciate it. Ruben, did you order the flipping formulas as well? If you didn't and you didn't get it, I will take a look at it. Oh, just the bundle. There was a bundle. I only sell the Abacus. Um, yeah, yeah. She ordered the the flipping bundle, the flipping formula. Um, I will be sending out your Abacus in the tomorrow, so you should be receiving it. Yes, thank you, Miracles, so much for the thing. Can you show me how to do 8 to 14 plus? Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Thank you for the question. Hello. What? What's wrong? You don't want to hear me yell? Oh, oh, oh. Let me refresh. All right. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do 1486. It's a plus. So the first thing we do is 14. We do 1 and we do 4. Oh, this is going to be nice. So we do 8. Do we have enough to add the 8? Yes. Now what are we going to do? Now we need to add the 6. Let me see if I can find. I have to find like random things to like help me. So we need to add the 6. I need something like this. We need to add the 6.